Hey guys, it's Memorial Day 2021. I'd wish you all a happy Memorial Day, but the reality is by the time this video airs, we'll probably be well into June. Anyways, this is a little flea market finds episode. Again, not really a flea market. This was either a Craigslist or a Facebook Marketplace post. I honestly don't remember which. And it popped up, and it was a picture of just some various machinist tools, a little pile of tools, and it said $15. And I think it was Craigslist. So I was like, okay. So I looked at the picture closely, and I said, well, yeah, there's some old micrometers there that probably aren't worth too much, but there were a couple other things there that looked decent. So I'd give $15 for that pile. So I messaged the person. We got together. I was kind of a little leery because they insisted on meeting at a McDonald's, but hey, that's a public place, even though it was in the city. But worked out fine. They showed up on time. Ended up being a nice lady. I guess she just had acquired this stuff. It was in her house. I don't know if it was a family member had passed away or what, and just wanted to get rid of it, and brought the whole box full of stuff with her. And there was even some stuff in there that for whatever reason wasn't in the photo, or I don't know if she just decided to throw them in. But anyways, so I got this box full of stuff. Not a lot of stuff, but I only paid $15 for it. So I think you guys are going to think this is a pretty good deal. Let's check it out. So here's the box she had in the trunk of her car, and she said I could take the box too, and figured why not? Keep it all together. But I think that's just a quick look-see. And I'll put this off to the side and give us some room on the bench. So one of the things I had spotted in the photo was this old Starrett depth micrometer. It's a really early one. So this is not, well, actually, is that supposed to be a ratchet? What if that's supposed to be ratcheting and it doesn't ratchet anymore? It might be seized up. I know this cap comes off to change the rods. It's a very thin base on this one. That's interesting. It's a model 440B, which I've seen the 440s before. I'm not sure what the B means. I wonder if that's why the base is narrow. And then somebody modified the rods. They ground them to points on the two larger rods. But, didn't pay much money for it, so. And let's see what else we got here. Here is a really old Helios holster. It's a leather one. And it's got a vernier in it, and it is the original Helios vernier, so that's probably the original holster for it. That's kind of cool. So Helios is a German-made product. It's a little sticky from age. It's engraved. Not a lot of value there, but it's kind of a neat one because of the fact that it's got the original leather pouch. Even the snap works. How cool is that? We got some... Oh, this is a 16-leaf radii gauge from 9/32 to ½ inch. That looks like an old Lufkin box. Yep, sure is. It's a Lufkin 177B. The old Lufkin boxes looked like that. Nice. And actually, while we're at it, this looks like the sister, the 177A. Oh, that's a shame. Let's see. What is in here? Oh, are these burrs? Boy, if they are, they're tiny. Wow, they sure are. So this is a whole box full of tiny, tiny burrs. Look at those suckers. Oh, here's another one. Here's alright, this is a 177. This is another box for a 177A, and this does have the radii gauge in it, the 177A. So that's good. Alright. And this is one of the old micrometers. This is a George Shear Company of New York, before the merger to become Shear D'Amico. So, oh, let's get a ratchet that still works on it. 1 to 2 inch. fits right in this box, so I got a feeling these are original boxes for these. Wow, that's kind of cool. It's got the original boxes. Look at, and here's the other one. So the thing is, this one is locked up. Yeah, that one's seized. Well, off of that as is, dirt cheap. This is one of the items I did spot that kind of made this a no-brainer to go grab this for 15 bucks. This is a Starrett number 472 thread pitch gauge. I've already got one of these, so I'll be able to sell this one. But this has got quite a few leaves, quite a few different sizes. I'm not going to take it all out right now, but get the gist of it. I've seen these in Brown and Sharp and Lufkin. And Fowler too, actually. So it's a popular style. But that's a nice Starrett one. This is one of the items that I did not see originally in the photograph, but was there when I got there. It's a Starrett 196. Back button indicator. It's sticking a little bit, but from my previous experience with these, it's not too hard to lube these up and get them freed up. It's missing the button that goes on the back, but the threads look okay, so looks like there's no reason why we can't get one to screw on there. Actually, the movement seems fine other than sticking a little bit. So that was a nice bonus. This was one of the other items I did spot in the photograph that made this a no-brainer to go buy these. Not the X-Acto knife blades, although there's nothing wrong with free X-Acto knife blades. It's these. This is this box was originally for ejector pins. So this guy must have been working at a place that made precision molds. I forgot who makes these. I've got some of these now. He-Man, Heimann. Heimann, I would say, is probably how you say that, right? So these larger ones make it a lot easier to see what these are all about in case you have never seen these before. So it's a nice little holder that holds, in this particular case, 6 of these transfer buttons. These are old school, doing layout work. So what you do is you thread these into the threaded holes on, say, a cover or something that you want to then transfer the center holes of the those threaded holes onto another part. Okay, I don't know if I did a really good job of explaining that, but you know, just imagine you had a cover, or better yet, imagine you had a motor, single cylinder engine, and you wanted to make a cylinder head for it. All right, flathead, right? And you just would screw these into where the cylinder head bolts would go, and what that does is that leaves these little points sticking up. Then you would put the blank piece of steel that you're going to make your head out of over these, and you would tap it, and that would transfer these little indentations to the cover, and that would give you your center points for your drills. So some of these are damaged, so they're in kind of rough shape. So I'll have to go through and look and see what I've got here for. These are probably something I'm going to keep and add to my own collection, because I don't think I have some of these sizes in here. I don't think I have it all, and sometimes it's handy to have a couple of sets in the same size, even depending on how big of a piece you're going to be transferring. So this is 1/2 inch 18. This one's missing the cap. 1/2 inch 13. 1/2 inch 20. Some small ones, some larger ones. You get the gist of it. This is. Oh wow. Oh wow, that's. For a second, oh, look at that. There's another transfer button right there. Down there. So here's a good example of not even realizing that these were in there, and You're having a heck of a nice little bargain right here. So what these are, it's the side profile. So these are for holding down very small, thin parts. And these look like they might be Starrett. No, they're Lufkins. Lufkin 902B. So that might be the original box, actually. Because that does have that old gray Lufkin look to it, even though this... Oh, here it is. It's on the side. I don't know why I didn't see that. One pair of 3-inch hold downs. 902B. Those are cool. Probably going to end up keeping those. Here's a... looks like an X-Acto knife blade holder. Inside caliper. Oh, these are Brown & Sharps. Model 815s. So that's kind of nice. That makes them worth something as opposed to practically nothing. Because they're Brown & Sharp. More transfer buttons. This little doohickey here. I saw this in the picture. I knew exactly what it was and I didn't get too excited about it. It's kind of a neat thing, but you don't really bring much money. You don't see them too often. But this is a, well, I guess we'd call it a linear measuring device. So it's got a little wheel on the bottom here, and it's got a little hand that moves around. And then each full revolution, kind of like a clock, each full revolution of the one larger hand makes makes the sub hand move one division. So the large hand goes to the outer wheel, which is in inches. So one full revolution is 12 inches or 1 foot. And that will make the smaller hand move one division on the inner dial, which is in feet. And then there's actually a pointer, and there's graduations on the actual wheel, so you can kind of get kind of precise with it. The idea is you just basically place it on the starting point, rotate to the end point. I guess you could use a straight edge, right? And you take your measurement, how many inches that went. It's kind of neat. Like I said, I don't think these have a lot of value. This one is marked Alvin, A-L-V-I-N, like the chipmunk. And it's in a little holder too, a little plastic pouch. Probably kind of a novelty more than anything. So a quick perusal of eBay suggests that not everybody's sure exactly what this is, because I see it described as multiple things in the title. So map measure, that kind of makes sense, right? If you wanted to measure between 2 points on a map, you could use this and then use the scale on the map to tell you the distance. Drafting tool is another thing that comes up. And then I saw one thing it said tool for measuring curves, which that kind of makes sense too. You could use this to measure something that had a curve to it. So here's a box, says Greenfield Tap and Die, and that's what's in it. This is the only taps that were in this whole box, I think, unless there's something in this last box we're going to look at. So here's another extractor pin box that she just loaded with, or whoever this stuff belonged to just loaded it with stuff. So let's see if there's anything really great inside here that I didn't realize existed. More X-Acto knife blades. It's a reamer. Armstrong cutoff tool. 1/8 by 3/4. High-speed steel. And what is this? Strange little punch. That's kind of neat. So this is a very small little punch. Okay. And what's cool about it is that it's marked Starrett, patent 4/12/21. So 1921 patent date on this punch. It's got a neat little design to it there. I like finding little cool stuff like that. It's just a screwdriver blade. Oh, that's interesting. That looks like a rod for a depth mic. Not Starrett though. That is a threaded rod. I know what that belonged to. Oh, look at it. Here's another one of these depth rods. Oh, that looks like a carbide burr right there. When they're this small, it's kind of hard to tell with the weight, but that must be a stone. Somebody was doing some fine work, and he tack welded a clip from like a pen or something on here, so you could put this in his shirt pocket, keep it handy. Huh. Well, that's interesting.
It's a brown and sharp thread tool, setting 29 degree.
So 29 degree thread setting tool. So this is to set your compound on your lathe at 29 degrees for single point threading. Another reamer, a micrometer wrench, good sized one. Bearing. Let's look through this real quick. Not a lot in this box to get excited about. This was a decent round nose bit, definitely carbide, but upon magnification I could see that there's quite a few chips taken out of the nose of it, and on the side flutes too. So that's part of a snug or something. There's some center drills, there's some really small reamers, there's some really small drill bits here. Here's some lathe tool, really small stuff. And then the other thing I'm noticing in here is there's quite a few contact points for an indicator, maybe for last word, I don't know. There's a couple more over here. There's a thumb screw for something. There's an interesting key, like for a clock. Alright, well that's it. Oh, I almost forgot. I do have this little box that came with this stuff too. Let's see whatever's in here. Oh, okay, so here's some more taps. A couple of ball bearings, always handy for different operations in the machine shop. A couple drill bits and taps. And then whatever's in this bag. Chuck key. Oh, it says Hartford, Connecticut, so I'm guessing that's, yeah, it's a Jacobs. It's a Jacobs 1B chuck. Looks like it's in mint condition, actually. I wonder if this is brand new. Could this possibly be a bag for this chuck, actually? Nope. I don't know what that bag was for. Looked like that bag was for parts to an impact wrench or something. Prehistoric one. Alright, that's it. So, hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please hit the like button. And if you're not already a subscriber, please consider subscribing. Take care.